Jamendo.com.
Yo, salute everyone. Salute. Welcome aboard. KNICKS Real Talk, the night show, Divine CT. I got my man KJ building in the building. Happy New Year to everybody. KNICKS got a night off. We're going to go over the recap of the game past night. We're going to get into the post-game, the pregame tomorrow. Try to go down here in Toronto. Got a lot of news going on in New York, man. Richard Robinson, we're going to break all this stuff down. But I got my partners to climb up here. The dream team is with me, man. CT was good, my brother.
Hey, what's good, Divine? Peace. Happy New Year again to you in the chat out there, everyone. Hope you're well. Hope you had a great night. Let's get into this KNICKS talk.
Facts. KJ was good, fam. Oh, your mic.
Happy New Year, everybody. Again, sorry about the mic issues. Salute to everybody. Let's get into KNICKS Real Talk, and let's go.
Okay, got an echo. Powers was good, my brother. How you doing tonight?
Salute, chat. Salute Divine, salute KJ, and salute CT. Happy New Year and all that good stuff. And let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. We're gonna break it down. You know, this the pregame to the pregame. We're gonna get a pop in tonight, and hopefully we can talk about what's going on around the association, around the KNICKS. We got a lot of buzz out there. First and foremost, man. But I hope everybody had a great night last night, man. We enjoyed it here, man. The streets of buzzing last night. We got it popping down there. The pregame was nice, even though the KNICKS took an L in Oklahoma last night. But you know what? We still keep it going, man. We come in here and bring you the good, bad, and the ugly, whatever. You know what I mean? So we came in here last night, had to talk about the bad and the ugly with the way that they performed from that 3-point line last night, and guarding and shooting. It just wasn't there for us last night. New York didn't come bring their A game last night, and it showed in the box stats and also showed in the final score. We took an L last night in Oklahoma City, but we live to fight another day. Now we're gonna have to go down here to the Scotiabank Fieldhouse, Scotiabank Arena tomorrow. Pardon me, against the Toronto Raptors, man, and try to get a win tomorrow, man. It's gonna be pretty tough, man, because we getting decimated every day. Something's turning around here with this COVID thing, man. So we're gonna get into that everything. But CT, man, just to piggyback off last night, we just didn't have it last night.
Yeah, real talk. Really disappointing game overall, considering the hype, the excitement going in, the young cats getting a chance to start, but, always looking at the positive. They'll be better for that experience. Just the fan in me was disappointed that our young players couldn't stack up to last night to OKC's young players. Of course, they had an all-star still on the floor with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but yeah, everyone else looked like a superstar. We made them look good. It was disappointing. Only scoring 80 points as well. But of course, our back's against the wall again, and we need to bounce back. And I think we will.
Yeah, absolutely. KJ, it was tough to watch, man. I mean, it's some positive. Don't get me wrong, a lot of positive, but also it was tough to watch the way that ball wasn't hitting that rim, the way the ball was hitting the rim and not hitting the nets last night. It just wasn't falling through there for us last night, man. I was happy to see the young guys get some burn, but at the same time, it's the NBA, and welcome to the NBA for a lot of them, man. But I think we'll bounce back as well, though.
Yeah, right. And also, it wasn't a lot of people hitting shots. It just wasn't one guy. One guy was hot, which was RJ Barrett, but it was everybody. We can't have those nights, regardless of who's on the floor. And hey, rightfully so. Now the young guys really got to step their game up. It just hasn't happened. We has no excuses. These guys in the NBA, this is what these guys train for. So now it's time for these guys to step their game up. Do the best you can do, and hopefully we can pull some victories out. But you know what? We on another tough stretch. But again, TT and Divine, it's like that roller coaster I've been saying we're on. It's a roller coaster ride in the NBA, and we just happen to be on a long roller coaster this year. But I got faith in the young guys.
Yeah, real talk. And I did enjoy. I did enjoy a lot of the game, but I didn't enjoy the shooting, but I did enjoy some of the competitiveness because we still played some good defense. We only gave up 95 points last night. I mean, we went hard. The Grinds, they went hard. Like I said, other than cats just knocking down, really knocked down shots at the tail of it. But I was happy to see Obi get a start. I was happy to see McBride in there, man. I'm really excited about that, man. I think moving forward, we got a good situation on our hand. We just got to hopefully we can just kind of steer the shit back in the right direction when everybody get back and it's not too late. But I'm happy what I'm seeing with Grind, McBride, Quickly, Obi, RJ. I like what we got down there, man. And hopefully we just can find the right pieces to put with them guys to get us a run, CT, because we do got a good little team down here. I'm not too disappointed. I'm just disappointed that the way the season is going right now is up and down, peaks and valleys are just crazy. And with the Omicron variant spreading all over the place, it's not helping us in that realm either, but it's not helping nobody else for that matter too. But my main concern is the Knicks. So but hopefully we just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, facts, right? Yeah, it's frustrating, and it's going to get more frustrating, to be honest with you. I tweeted out earlier this morning, it's a compromised season. That's a fact, no lie. Every single team's dealing with different things every night. Stars playing, who's not playing. I mean, it's compromised. Mm-hmm. But what can we do? We want the NBA season to continue. We love NBA basketball. As for the New York Knicks last night, I wasn't surprised. They looked a little bit, or they need some more time. They've been starved of opportunities, these young fellas, right? They've hardly been playing much, and then you suddenly give them the start. There's going to be nerves, jitters, lack of cohesion and all of that. But how do they look in the next game? KJ, Divine, Chat, that's going to be critical. Hopefully they can learn, watch some film, get on the same page, and hopefully, start to look a bit more cohesive, that new starting five.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the KJ. I think from when I heard out there and all the streams and everything and all the tabloids, whatever what you want to call them, Obi Toppin and McBride will start tomorrow. Well, they will be back in the starting lineup. I think the thing is what happens with the center spot. Now Mitchell Robertson is in health and safety protocol. So it's like a never-ending battle. So I think hopefully we run the same team out. But I think, like I was speaking to earlier, that Todd's gonna have to probably wind up starting at the 5. You know what I mean? And I'm after that, then it's whatever. It's like, do you bring Knox in at the 4 and slide Obi to the 5 when Todd didn't get a break? So I think Obi Toppin might get a lot of minutes tomorrow. I guess that's what I'm really trying to get to.
Right, and I think Todd is going to be the starter now at the center part. I mean, I will put him there anyway. But again, like I said, it's now is the expectations are going to start to get lower without a Mitchell Robinson, without a Julius Randle. So, to me, it takes pressure off the young guys. Now they can just come out and play basketball. That's all we ever ask for, is just straight up and come play some basketball, because that's what basketball is about. No distractions. We let our young guys play. And guess what? We're rolling the dice every time now. Let's roll the dice. We never know what can come out of this. We can't go on the bottom and say the score is going to be this. Even though we predict the scores, we never know. We seen a lot of teams do this to us. We projected to win, and then guess what wound up happening? We wound up losing by 20 points to teams that we should be in. So now the roles could be reversed. So and the Knicks could be that team to say, you know what? The young guys they're going to keep their pace. They're going to go hard. And guess what's going to happen? We can get some wins. So, hey, season's not over, not counting out. But you know what? It's going to be a little harder to get there now, But I still got faith in these young guys. And to your point, CT and Divine, I think the young guys were very, very just excited to get out there. And I think we'll see a calmer pace the second game going out. It's about going forward now. What are we going to do the next game?
Yeah, absolutely. Shaw Powell, you know, it was fun to watch though, man. I enjoyed it. I like the pace of the game. I like the way it was going. Just unfortunately, you know, can you imagine the shot work going down last night? That would have been real impressive. You know what I mean? If I would have, could have, should have. But I think, you know, I like the way they play. I love the way McBride played that point guard spot. That's not about him missing his first 4 shots. It's the way he handled played on the defense. You know what I mean? He was there and shit, you know, able to run the muck like that in the first half and in the first quarter, I would say. But you know, I like the way McBride played, man. He started hitting the shot Powell, and I think it worked out well.
The guys played really good yesterday for playing the first time together with this young running crew that they had last night. You know what I mean? You know, it's something to look forward to see what's going to happen in the next game when they have another game under their belt. Right now they're you know, they're young guys, man, and they're gonna do some things. They're gonna make some mistakes, but them playing now is getting them ready for playing longer and better games and stuff like that. So a game like last night was really good, man, to see. And now I just heard Mitch is out.
Yes, indeed, he's out. He's in health and safety protocol that today.
Dang, man, what, he went to the club last night for the New Year's? What?
An SGA.
Man, yeah, they probably went out and balled out. Man, oh well. I mean, it is what it is, man. Some more stuff to put to the year of the Knicks, man. So, and Sims is not back yet either.
As of right now, I'm not aware, but maybe it's too early in the day. But as I with the protocol report that I have, and in the injury report, I threw it up there. Right now with Mr. Robinson health and safety protocols, Kimball Walker sore left knee are out for tomorrow's game at Toronto. Full injury report: Nerlens Noel, Randall, Robinson, Sheldon, and Sims safety protocol. Then you have House, Rose, Salmonick, Walker questionable. Fournier sore right ankle. So you know that's pretty much what it boiled down for the Knicks, man. But you know, we just got to fight with the horses we got there. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of guys getting some burn. I think it's gonna be fun to me, and it's pretty important to let these young guys get some minutes while all these injuries are occurring. Let these young guys get some experience again, man. Go in there and play these minutes, and even if we obviously know we're gonna be losing games because we're not full strength, but if we're gonna lose games, I just want to see us lose games as these guys developing and fighting until everybody gets back. I think that would be the main thing for me to see is that, you know, when these guys start, you know, coming back, these other young guys got some minutes, got some reps, and they feel a little bit more comfortable when they go in an NBA game opposed to not having it at all. You go in there like last night with a little bit of the butterflies, I guess.
Yeah, I think they'll start to look better as they play more together. But Delano in the chat raised a great question too, you know, and something that I agree with about running more plays and should we have featured some more dudes a little bit more, right? So the way I saw it last night on offense, it was just dribble handoffs, do whatever, you know, give the ball to whoever, pass the ball around. But we all know when you don't have a star on the court, okay, it's all good and well, but who's going to put the ball in the hoop? You know, who's going to put the ball?
Excuse me, CT. Shot, can you mute yourself?
I got you.
Okay, bro. Thank you. Go ahead, CT. I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, in terms of, you know, the 80 points, like we got RJ, we got Toppin, we got a few dudes quickly, Burks. We got a few dudes that can score. So why not put them in positions to score more? You know, run some double screens, run some backdoor cuts, run some different kind of plays, you know, rather than just the freewheel and freestyle. And when you only had one dude that can break a dude off the dribble, or two dudes with Alec Burks, everything else was just jack up a three. And when the threes weren't falling, I thought we should have made some kind of offensive adjustment. You know, that's what I would like to see.
Do you think like for what we have out there, like do you think more of the set play should be ran through RJ, like in the first unit, look like he's gonna be, I guess him and Fournier. I'm assuming that would be the set play type guys that he played for. Obviously, they getting over some backdoor cuts and some lob and things of that nature. I think that would be pretty be a good thing to do too as well. And so I do agree with you. We do need to run some set plays, man, because these guys is not they not used to this thing on a regular basis. They new. You don't want them just out there jacking up stuff, but they need to kind of play within some structure. So, I think, or maybe giving RJ some plays, running some from at least some curls for what's his name, Evan Fournier, and see how you can implement Obi on some backdoor cuts and lobs and things of that nature. But I agree with you and Delano. That we need to do that. Yo, salute to Queen's Court, Stephanie. Happy New Year. Real talk to you as well. Salute to you. Yeah, KJ, I think that we got to run some plays, man. Find some set plays out there, and that way these guys is not just running, jacking up threes like CT said, and without no common structure. I think that could have been the reason why when them threes were falling, we didn't have nothing to go to calm down, like CT said, with a set offense, and Delano said, where we don't have a set offense in the air, right? We're not running nothing.
Knicks Real Talk family, get yourself some nice hot tea. Relax your mind a little bit. Let me tell you, if we go back into Tibbs' history of coaching, right, the majority of his players, he's always had a star player to go to an all-star. If you go back to even the Knicks, the 90s Knicks, when he was assistant coach, we had Pat Ewing. We had guys that can get the ball and create their own shots. You take his early years of Chicago Bulls, he had D. Rose. He had Joakim Noah. He had Taj Gibson. The guys, when they were young, he had go-to players. And now you take them on the current Knicks, we had Julius Randle. We had a go-to player. Now it's like, who do we have? We have RJ Barrett, but we don't know what RJ is yet. And now we're seeing a little bit of last night. So what I'm basically trying to say is his offense is based around having that go-to player. Who is our go-to player now? And we've seen some of that last night when we only scored 80 points. With 80 points with a team that never really they played together, but as far as starting the game, and that's why it looked like that. So now they had a day or two to get their work in, get the offense in, get some more plays together. So let's see how different it looks. But I think tonight, right now, they're just playing street basketball, jacking up everything and not taking everything to the hole and missing shots. And when he missed shots, you can't do much. So let's look forward to seeing some more plays, some more pick and rolls, and other things we got to. So that team should score a lot on fast breaks. That team is a fast breaking team. So if we get a lot on fast breaks, we score a lot too. So that's just my assessment of what I see with this team right now.
Hey Shy, it's interesting to me, man. It's hard to you can try to, like CT said, you got to be able to do it in the course of the game. But sometimes when you already got a blueprint out there and you got a set game plan, and right before the opening tip, you have to switch it. You have to trash it, throw it in the garbage. You know what I mean? It's like breaking news almost. Like, man, all of a sudden you had this game plan down. This is what I'm gonna do tonight. This is how I want to do it. And next thing you know, you figure maybe a couple of minutes before the game gonna start, this player not playing. We lost this player. And maybe the Julius Randle thing, he probably was in the sense of making adjustments with the Julius. He knew about that like a day or two ago. But I think the Kemba Walker situation threw Tom Thibodeau in the loop, because he just thought that man was about to start the game last night. And obviously, he didn't start the game, and then that kind of threw a monkey wrench in it. But so I guess Tibbs got to get better at trying to create on the fly when it comes to making adjustments, in-game adjustments, like these guys said, when it comes to throwing out the old game plan in the playbook and bringing in the new one at the last minute. Not to think that maybe that's something he need to work on.
Yeah, he definitely gonna have to do something different. I'm pretty sure today they talked about what's gonna go forward and how they're gonna play the next game. So hopefully they have a better scheme of what's going on. But another monkey wrench thrown into the plan with Mitch being hurt. So right now Tibbs is really working for his money, man. He is really working for his money. So I mean, let's see what happens. Hopefully we can get somebody back, or at least see how they're going to run this small man unit against Toronto. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look at anything really much today, but I think the last I seen, Toronto had a couple of guys out on protocol. But it is what it is, man. Let's see what happens, man. These young guys are going to get it, man. They're going to get it because they're real constant players, man. These are guys coming out all out of the college pretty for 2-3 years. And I mean, they know how to run that up and down game. If you tell them to go and run a three oh my God, I can't remember the damn name of the scheme. But anyway, they can do it. So I'm high on these guys right here tonight, and I think the next game will be a way better game than this game was tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't embark on a lot of stuff about that game that time because the key thing was we was missing threes and wasn't defending it. You know what I mean? I really can't take nothing else from anything else other than, the 3-point shot wasn't falling and we wasn't defending it at the best of our ability. And because you got to remember, Obi Toppin is not Julius Randle. Much I love Obi Toppin, he's still not Julius Randle. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, and obviously McBride is not Kemba Walker, but McBride is Kemba Walker on the defense though, and better. You know what I mean? So like Obi said in the press conference the other day, every day something is changing. We got guys coming in, guys going out. And I agree with 100%. It's tough when you got when you got a set thing going on, and all of a sudden you got to switch it up. You know what I mean? I was about to go to work last night, and next thing you know, oh man, my other pants tore. Whatever. You got to figure something out on the fly to get back to keeping this thing going steady. But CT, I just think that it's a good opportunity. I mean, sometime in the negative, you can get a positive out of it, depending on which way you spin it. Because, like I said, we might not have these guys like Julius Randle and all these guys, but man, these young boys are getting an opportunity to get some burn, and we all wanted that. You know what I mean? Too bad it had to come at the expense of people getting sick and people getting, injured and stuff like that. But that's the NBA, that's the association. Next man up. You always got to be, when your number's called, you got to be ready. And I think yesterday was more like a jitterbug for them guys yesterday. But I think tomorrow they might play a little bit more with poise, under control, and don't be a little bit so nervous. I think they just go out there and free flow and play.
Yep. Yeah, you make a great point. Because right before the game, Deuce didn't even know if he's starting or not. Whereas now he's had 2 days, 2 sleeps, knowing he's going to be the starter, right? These guys can bond, take each other out for dinner, have a drink together, get on the same page, talk about it in the hotel. They've got 2 nights to figure this out. And I'm going to use the word evaluation. We're all evaluating this, so that's a positive. The front office has opportunities to evaluate now. If we lose, we lose. But, the positive is that the front office has this sample size now to look at, okay, what does RJ Barrett look like leading a team? We don't get that opportunity every day. What does Obi Toppin look like starting? We don't get that opportunity every day. What does Deuce McBride look like in the opportunity? And this is all pivotal with 4 or 5 weeks before the trade deadline. This couldn't come at a better time in a way, in sort of a blessing in disguise with this opportunity to see what these players can do. Now, obviously, we hope Julius can get back ASAP. But while he is out, that's a fact. While Mitch is out, let's see what we have. Let's see what we have in this roster and some of these players.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. KJ, I'm like this here. You have to just take it for what it's worth to me, and I think we just got to try to maintain, at least try to go into that 41. Like I said, going to that 41 game first half of the season, maybe trying to be around 500.
Yeah.
If we could somehow ride the ship and stay even keel, man, and try to hit the 500. Then in the second half of the season, you hopefully have all your horses back. Have everybody back, and we try to make a run at it. You know what I mean? Because I don't think because of the way the East is shaping up right now. I mean, we still in this thing. You know what I mean? We still in it. You know what I mean? It ain't over until you're mathematically out of it.
Right.
Because, it doesn't matter until you mathematically out of it. Then that's when you out of it. But right now, we far from out of it. We just got to try to get back healthy, man. And try to hope these guys at least even. I'm good with these guys even being 500. You know what I mean? Let's forget the 4-1, then a 3-1, then a 5-1 or whatever. If these guys can play 500 ball from here on out, then we still got an opportunity. Because like I said, the protocol thing is now from 10 days to 5 days, KJ. So that means that we still got an opportunity to get up in this thing and make it happen.
Listen, we definitely we in the Eastern Conference. Not saying nothing bad about the Eastern Conference, but we see what the records are. We still have a chance. We got a chance to go to number 1 if we put some teams together. It's just like right now, it's just everybody's dealing with it. No team plan for COVID protocols like this. Most times injuries where 1 or 2 players may go out. Now we got 4, 5, 6 players going out. It seems like it's sweeping the whole team, and no team could plan for that. And that's why we have our G League division. We got players down there. The Knicks have the Westchester team where they build these players up to come on over here. But that's here nor there. And right now we just have to weather the storm like everybody else, and hopefully we can pull some wins together, regardless of who's on the court. And I believe they can. It's just them guys learning all over again how to play together as a team now with more minutes. How do these guys play with more minutes? They might not get the same points that they were getting because they were spot minutes these guys were getting. Now you're playing more minutes than you asked for that you're not used to. So that's going to take a little time to gel together. It might not gel right away, but through time it will gel. And guess what's going to happen? The great thing about this, say we come in and go 3 for 3. By that time, we start getting some of our players back. Your players, that the Fourniers, the Julius Randles, the Noels could come on back and say, you know what? Now we have our team, the Kemba Walkers, we can have our team together where we could gel together now. And that's what we're going to have to do. Young guys got to step their game up. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Hey, Shop Howell, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. It's just next man up. We're not the only team going through this in the NBA. We're not the only team losing in the NBA. You know what I mean? Everybody going through it. It's not like the Knicks are the only ones stinking it up because of injuries and COVID. Everybody going through it. So that's why you see teams that you thought that we would be in a higher position. They're not, because of the same situation we're going through. That's why the reason why I don't think we out of it, because I just think we going through the same thing everybody else is going through. And just like you think we going through these up and down COVID stuff, everybody else going through it. You know what I mean? So hopefully we just got to find a way to produce and maintain and get to 500. Once you get to 500, then you take it from there.
Yeah, Divine, you right about that, man. Just like CG said, man. Just like KJ said, man, this is a big learning experience for this team right now coming into this part of the season, and it's something that we're gonna have to deal with. And if we could go 3 for 3 and get these guys back and get to the mid-season and be 20 and 21 or 21 and 20 or however it breaks down at, it'd be fine to go from there and try to make it towards the end of the season. We got a lot of things coming on, man. It's another thing, like I said last night, man. 30, what's today? The first today we got about a month and a half to see what's going to go on with this team, man, what moves they're going to make and how they're going to change the trajectory of what we're going to look. How we're going to look and what we're going to strive for to make the playoffs or the play-in. It's something to look forward to, man. This is some more good Knicks. As the Knicks go, the way we talk about them. So if it's going to be rough, we might as well talk about them now, right? Let's get it out there.
Yeah, man. It's just one of them things, man. This is a whole different league. CT this year. Coming into the season, we never thought this was going to happen, man. We did not think that Omicron and the Delta variant was going to run amok in the NBA. We just probably thought, man, we finally getting away from the original COVID. We got a good season coming up. We amped up. We looking to really, really make some strides with this thing, man. We was all amped at the beginning of the season. I know I was. I was on the 50 win level. Really, truly, but with the things not going away with Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker, that threw a monkey wrench and things. And then on top of that, you bring the variants up here, man. And but I do think that 2022 is going to be a better year for everybody, and I think as well as for the Knicks too. It ain't how you start, guys; it's how you finish. You could start at the end. You could start the race at the end of the race. Don't mean you're going to end up at the beginning of the race. Excuse me. You could be in the last in the pack. That don't mean you're going to end up there when you hit the finish line. So that's how we got to do it. We just got to keep grinding, keep believing that once these guys get together and whether some trades are being made or whatever the case may be, we will deal some people. And it ain't over to me, man. I just think that we just got to take it game by game right now until these guys get healthy.
Yeah, facts, right? And it just highlights the importance of the draft, right? See, people always just want to lean towards free agency and trades, right? As to how this roster, how we succeed, how we build. But the draft is is equally as important as anything, right? We could have a lineup tomorrow of just all drafted players. If it's Deuce, Grimes, RJ, Obi, and Mitch, they're all 5 players that the New York Knicks drafted that we are heavily relying on now. And like you said, the Kemba and the Fournier free agency things absolutely flamed out, was a failure. So where are we left now? We're relying on players that are homegrown. We drafted them. We drafted them for a reason. We need to continue to keep drafting well because, we all know as a New York Knicks fan, the trades and the free agency, it's a crapshoot. But the draft, you have an actual control over. You have a pick and you can choose any player with that pick that within that range, So I think that could be where success ultimately comes for this team, right? I'm sort of getting sick of free agency and trades and all that. It's time to, I guess, maybe start looking at these players that we drafted and just hope that a few of them can pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's how you build the organization from the ground up. I mean, I think you're 100% on that. That's why even I want to see these guys. Even when Perry first came in here, they said they're going to tear this thing down. They're going to rebuild through the draft, which they did until that second year. Then they started bringing in the Moot Morrises of the world, the Bobby Portises of the world, the Todgers of the world, and they didn't stick to the game plan. It wasted Knox a couple of years. It wasted a lot of these guys a couple of years, and them guys could have been different players by now, depending on if they would have stayed in court. That was a 4-year bill right there. To me, it went by fast 2018, but they started that thing in 2018-19. Said we're gonna get Melo out of here. We're gonna get all these dead contracts out of here, get draft picks, and get capital and everything they did. But I think that they deviated from the plan, and then once they deviated, it was hard to go back. So they had to bring Tibbs in. They had to start signing guys who I think can help them get to the playoffs. And granted, it worked out last year. The plan kind of worked out, but I'm with you on we got to keep developing these young guys, man. These guys are important to the franchise. And like you look at a lot of dynasties in here, man. You look at in baseball, like the Yankees and all these, but they go through their farm system. They bring up these guys through their farm system and teach them the Yankee way or whatever organization may be. They bring these guys up through their farm system. They teach them the way their culture is, and they get it popping. I think we was on that. We had to deviate a little bit, KJ, but I do think we was on that path. But if this thing, we just got to keep pushing and let these young guys develop. I think they're gonna be all right, though. I think McBride will eventually be the New York Knicks uniform as a starting point guard in the NBA. I just think he will be. I think long as tipsy, I think he will be. I think he got the necessary tools to do what Tibbs wanted to do, and I like the way his shot looked. Especially in the second half, he was knocking them down last night. So I kind of, I'm happy about him for sure. Him and Grimes, even though Grimes is in the shooting slump from 3-point line the last couple of games, but once he started putting that ball on the floor, don't rely on the three so much. He just put the ball on the floor every now and then and bang through that hole and maybe do the outlet pass to some other people or go up and go for a shot. I think he's going to be impressive. So I like what we got going on right now.
Right. So I got a question for you all. How patient are we as a fan base? How patient are we as a fan base for a rebuild right now?
We're not.
Right. And so basically, how long? For me, we've been rebuilding for too long, and it's like I said, I'm not going to harp on last year, but we know it was last year. But I really want to ask that question to the chat and you guys, like, how long, Sha, can you say you want to rebuild this team?
With the guys that we got on the team right now, it shouldn't be long, man. I think with Deuce, with Grimes, with RJ, with Mitch, with Obi, we won't have to be looking too far away, not 5 years, 7 years. I think we could see something in the pastures in like 2 years. We build up what we have already. We build what we already have here, and add some players that accentuate the guys that we have here. We got a young group of guys that can shoot the ball, that can play some good defense, and I think with Deuce running the ball, I think we'll see a lot more pace going on to the game. So in the near future, I can see with the team that we have now, a 2-year plan that we get out of this year and we have 2 more years to go before we can be a right there in the upper echelons of the teams. And as we look at about another 2 or 3 more years, a couple of guys are going to retire and stuff like that. Some big name players, so they won't be here as long. So see what happens.
Yeah, I think for me, I think we pretty much already went through the rebuild thing. Personally, I think we don't went through that already. I mean, it's a wrap. I mean, I don't see nobody coming in the next draft that's gonna, I think the Knicks are already there. I think the players that we got now after the Obi and after the Grimes them draft, I don't think you're gonna see Knicks recycling no young players. They are not far away from making this thing happen. The Knicks is like a couple of players away from really making it happen. You know what I mean? I think the infrastructure is already there. Listen, much as we want to harp on Julius Randle, you bring another one player right here with Julius Randle and move forward there. We already out of that mess. I think the Knicks need to go ahead and make it happen. I think we went through the rebuild when Scott Perry came here. All these young guys we got, man. Knicks got a young team. You take Derrick Rose and Todd Gibson and maybe now Kemba off that team. That's a young team. That's a real young team. So I do think that they done got past that. I think they're going to go out there and find them a dude to either go with Julius Randle or who's better than Julius Randle and somebody like that, and then go ahead and get it popping. I do not think the Knicks going to go that route. Right? That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. But from what I see, I think we started rebuilding in 2018 when Scott Perry came here. He tore it down and built it back up. He got rid of all them contracts. He had his capital space. He got his draft picks. It's time for the Knicks to make some moves, bro. We need to go ahead and make it happen. Because think about it. If in the next couple of years, we don't know how the landscape of the NBA is going to be. But I do think we're in a good situation, though. I think we're always going to be rebuilding. You're always going to rebuild your brand. Let's not get it twisted. I don't think we're going to rebuild it by keep cycling a lot of young players. Because it's going to take another 4 years, another 8 years. Do you think about it? Bride going to take another 3 or 4 years. Grimes going to take another 3 or 4 years. That'll be 2026, 27. I don't know if they're going to. I don't think they're ready for that. I don't think they brought Leon Rose and them cats in here to do a 4-year rebuild with Tom Thibodeau. I just don't think that's what they did. But I could be wrong, CT. But I'm just not sure if they're going to do it that way. But I do want them to keep developing these guys. Don't keep the culture intact like you've been doing, development, man. Don't let them go like the Knoxes don't let them get away like the Knox and the Frank Ntilikina's. Don't let them kids slip to the wayside like that. I think that affected the rebuild because they just let them cats slip away. Y'all lost out on Kevin Knox. You lost out on Frank and them because they're 4 different coaches every year. And these cats were going through the windmill. So I think that hopefully we don't have to do that anymore. We just go get a couple of players, man. Like I said, if you could put somebody with Julius or move Fournier and Kemba and replace them with somebody who got a good contract, we right back in the game. I don't think we that far out the game, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm patient for a rebuild if the organization indicates that that's what they want to do. But with Tom Thibodeau as their coach, they made the choice to not rebuild. So Tom Thibodeau as your coach, he's not a rebuilding coach. So that tells me the organization is not looking to rebuild right now. And KJ, I think we will see more that indicates that at the trade deadline. They're going to try to patchwork some of these mistakes to try to get us back up the table this season. But yeah, to answer that question, I'm patient if we want to rebuild, but the organization needs to indicate that. Right now, I think they're trying to do a little bit of both, and it's it's difficult to do.
Right. Just in the state of mind of the Knicks right now, it seems like we have a hot side, we have a cold side. And when we win, we're very hot. And then when we cold, we're trying to figure out, well, this guy's not doing this. We're not doing this. So my thing is, how long do we keep these veterans around, such as the D Rose, such as the Todd Gibson, based on relationships that Tibbs has with these guys, based on relationships that Tibbs has with World Wide West and Leon Rose. So it's like, when does the business separate? And I just feel like right now, the friendship side, they can't separate the business side to make the team better, because based on the relationships between the dynamics, and to me, it's going to hurt the team in the long run when we know we can get somebody. Now, do I think that they will make a deal? Yes, but I'm looking at this team, fellas, and obviously we do need the veterans, but the veterans are always hurt. They're always getting injured out. So it's like, and then we can't grow a team like that. And then we're trying to bring these young guys up. So it's like we're at this point. We're at this point in our season. Like, is what do we do? Which way are we going? We don't know, because the young guys can turn around like that in a second. So I guess we had to sit back and wait. And the reason I asked that rebuild question is like, well, we got young positions, we got tradable contracts. Let's go get other pieces too. I do agree with all you guys about. I think they have the pieces to bring more people in, but it's like, how many times are we going to keep doing that in and out, and then we have to implement them to our system, and then getting them evaluated with our players? Is like, what are we doing? So
let me ask you a question, because like I think sometimes we got to also look at the totality. Like I said, Kevin Knox did 4 years here, Frank did 4 years here, Mitchell Robinson did 4 years here, Damian Dotson did 4 years here. These guys been with the Knicks a long time. That's what we've been doing. In a sense, we've been rebuilding since Scott Perry got here. Since we got here, we've been rebuilding. We have. All these guys came here, they stayed 4 years. You know what I mean? We brought in a lot of Trias of the world. We brought in a lot of young guys to New York, man. You know what I mean? And they've been here for a minute. You know what I mean? Since Phil Jackson said, you know what, I'm gonna bring Frank Ntilikina in, and once Phil Jackson was gone, Scott Perry, like I said, he said we gonna tear this thing down. We're gonna rebuild from the ground up. And now it's 2022, and that's 4 years we've been building from the ground up. So what I'm trying to figure out, to me, is like when we say, only reason we bypassed on the rebuild was that year when they brought in Bobby Portis. I'm like, why did you deviate from the plan? You know what I mean? That's the year Knox second year, which I thought that he should have been the starting young forward in here. Then he averaged 13 in his rookie year. The second year they bring this guy, Steve Mills, just went to her, deviated. You know what I mean? But now we back to me. Last year was what we got back to. We brought a bunch of key players in here, because I think you're gonna, no matter even when you got a young team, you still need veterans. You need people to teach people how to play basketball. You know what I mean? You're gonna always need veteran people, Shaw Powell, to teach a young man how to do this or a young man how to do that. Because if not, his growth spurt gonna be longer. Because experience is the best teachers. So we always gonna need veterans on a basketball team. I mean, you even look at what Orlando Magic going through right now. When they rebuild, they still got Robin Lopez down there. They still got Terrence Ross down there. They still brought in a couple of guys who got knowledge, enough knowledge to teach these young guys how to play basketball. And I think that's what the Knicks is doing. I don't have no problem with where the Knicks is at right now. Julius Randle, you take Todd Gibson and you take Burks, Fournier and them, then we still got a young team, but we did need these guys. I think all of us thought that, you know what, in 2021, 22, we wanted to win 50 games. We wanted to get past the first round. So I mean, I don't think you can fault the Knicks for trying to do that, because that's what we all wanted. Am I right, Shaq? We all wanted to get past the second round and go to the Eastern Conference Final or get out of the first round.
Facts.
And that's what we all wanted. And because they built that thing that way, because we got a little bit of injuries here and there and all that, I don't know if it's time to jump off the bandwagon. I just think that you just got to wait till this thing get back to where it needs to be in 10 or 10 games or something. Everybody healthy, we make a run, and if we don't work, we got movable contracts. So I don't know if they want to wait for the rebuild. But Obi Toppin is playing, Emmanuel Quickly is playing. These guys, they played their rookie years. You know what I mean? These dudes played their rookie years. R.J. Barrett played in his rookie year. So I don't know if they necessarily going away from developing their young talent. They are trying to fight for something bigger, though.
Yeah, that's a fact, Divine. They definitely it's been a rebuild season for a couple of years now. And what I mean by saying 2 years, seeing some glory in 2 years is with this rebuild that we have, because in every year you always try to elevate your team up. You don't necessarily call it a rebuild or not, but you always try to supplement some players that were good, and take some players that was out and supplement them with some better players and stuff like that. And I just think we need I don't want to say better veterans. I think we need younger veterans, if that makes any kind of sense. Maybe that's like an oxymoron, but we may need a different style of veteran that we are looking for right now. I think this team right now, that's playing, that we have that played last night. I think that's going to be pretty much some of the starting our starter unit. The Deuce McBrides, the Grimes, the RJs, the Mitchell Robinsons. I think those Obi Toppins. I think those are going to be guys that we're going to have around and going to be here for the long haul. But I just hope that they can grasp upon letting some of, I just say, the veterans that we have here and try to get some better fits in here to help us elevate our game and get us closer. And I always want to say this to the Knicks fans, man. I know we went 4th seed last year and it looked so great and all that stuff. But if we can even make a play in right now, even if we have to drop down from what we had last year, that star 4th seed, and we drop into the playoff, we're not out of the playoffs. We can come in here and be 7th, 8th place, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th place, and still contend with the number one. The worst part about being in the lower rankings is that we play the better teams. We'll play the the Brooklyn first, or we'll play Milwaukee, or we'll play the Chicago's first. So what? We didn't play them already. So don't get, just because we get to the we last year was a 4th seed. I was like that. Like this year, we all wanted 50-something games. They had the 50 burgers and all this other stuff out there and stuff like that, and 50. All right, we may not be able to get to 50 this year, but we still can make the play-in and make a big step in the play-in. What happens if we get into the play-in? We win our first game and then we go against the Chicago and we beat Chicago in 7. You know what I mean? So we always got to stay constant about our team, man. So just because we make the playoffs, we have to make a play in this year. I don't care what happens. If we make anything less than the play in, the season is done.
Done. Absolutely. I second that because you know what? I remember in 1999, bro, AC finals. New York Knicks, AC, Mutombo laying on the, listen, anything is possible, bro. You know what? We just got to maintain until we get our horses back, reevaluate the team once everybody healthy. But I'm not jumping off the shit with the Knicks, brother. I believe that I've been around, I don't see enough sports in my lifetime to see things happen that you never think can happen. But I'm also a realist too. It's like this here. We go to the trading deadline, we make a move. If we don't make a move, like you say, Shaka, we try to get to the buy-in. We still developing these young guys. They still playing. Obi Toppin playing. It ain't like we not developing young guys. Obi Toppin is playing backup forward, power forward for the New York Knicks in his rookie year. Manuel Quickly, 25th pick, played backup shooting guard for the New York Knicks in his rookie year. You know what I mean? RJ Barrett started at a 2 guard in his rookie year for the New York Knicks, and they still playing. So I just think that we just got to hope this thing get together, CT. Everybody just try to get healthy. And if it don't work, then like y'all said, we could blow it up. I think we could blow it up, trade whoever, move Fournier, move Randall, move anybody. I don't care. But I do think we still got to fight. I think it would be a failure if the New York Knicks don't make the playoffs. Just like I thought Brooklyn last year, but they didn't win the ring last year, I thought that experiment was a failure. Because when they signed them 3 superstars, y'all supposed to won a chip last year, so that's a failure to me. If the Knicks don't make the playoffs this year, it's a failure. You know what I mean? And I'm dying to live on that hill because I think this team is better than what they are. I just think that because of the situation, things happen, and I don't think nobody in the Knicks organization thought all this stuff that's going on around them today was going to happen this year, but it did happen, and we got to kind of try to finagle our way around it. But who knows? But I'm gonna just kind of stay optimistic, man, until after the trading deadline. And we sit somewhere, we not looking good after the trading deadline, CT, whatever.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll absolutely correct this season. We'll get it back on track. But it may be a play-in, like everyone said. I'm okay with that. Let's see. It'd be do or die stakes, but a play-in wouldn't symbolize that we've gone from the playoffs to just completely losing the season. A play-in is still experience. It's still a chance to make the playoffs as well. But I think we'll turn things around. Like I said, we're only 2 games under. We have the trade deadline coming up. To Solfinger's point, we just signed the wrong vets. Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier were the wrong vets for this team. And I think it was an overreaction from the Atlanta loss in the playoffs. We needed to keep Reggie Bullock back. We needed to keep our identity of the defensive mindset. Because look how good Atlanta was last season, Eastern Conference Finals, and they're below us right now. So each season's a mind of its own. And we didn't need to overreact to that Atlanta loss and just throw away Reggie Bullock and just try to sign offensive players only. The worst thing we could have done, we should have just kept the identity from last season, signed some defensive first guys, and just continue to build an identity that way, right? And I think would be a top 5 seed right now. So all we got to do to correct this thing is sign a couple of vets that fit, get rid of Fournier, put Kemba situational or whatever, and just go from there. Hope everyone gets healthy, like you said, start rocking out, and play to our strengths.
Yep. Katie, what's your overall feeling for tomorrow's game, man? What you think? How you think the thing gonna pan out tomorrow? Knowing that obviously we're probably gonna have to move Todd to the 5 tomorrow, start the game at the 5. What adjustment that you're gonna see Tibbs doing tomorrow that's gonna kind of give us an opportunity to win that game tomorrow.
Well, to me, we're gonna be a lot smaller than normal. So my adjustment, I would play a 2-3 zone. Switch the look up a little bit. Just to be smaller down there in the paint. Also, I still think the pace picks up a lot because we have a lot quicker guy. But I think overall, I think we'll be fine. I think, again, we'll pick up full court with Deuce McBride and Grimes quickly to come in and play a 2-3 zone. That's what I want to see tomorrow as far as on defense, because do what other teams are doing to us when they don't really have anybody. Play a 2-3. We have the personnel, so you got to switch some things up on defense and offense, and that's my thing, my adjustment I'll make. I'll go to a 3-3 zone or a 3-2 zone just to limit Toronto out. Plus, they got some guys out, and then just play to win.
Mm-hmm. Shop, how about you, man? What do you think that we need to do tomorrow, and who will we put in there to get this game popping tomorrow?
Thank you for saying zones, KJ, because I was trying to say that earlier and I couldn't spit it out my mouth. But with this young team that we have right here, that's straight out of majority of these guys are straight coming out of college, 1, 2, 3 years. They know how to play a zone. They play zone a lot in college. 3-2 or 3-2 or 2-3, either zone package that you want to pick out. And I think that would be a good thing to try to implement tomorrow, since we already have some young guys that have some some wide wingspans and stuff like that. It can shut down some players, and since we don't really have a real constant big man tomorrow, it may take it should help a little bit with for Taj, to keep him keep him out of trouble and stuff like that. So that thing that you said, KJ, is what would be something that I would like to see tomorrow, to run some zone tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey man, you know what? Tomorrow, listen, they got Van Bleek and all them guys down there. They got a good team down there, and we know we outmanaged our guys. I mean, we not expecting to go in there and blow these guys out or win the game. We probably mad. We haven't beat Toronto in 2 games already. We just don't have their number. They got ours. But that don't mean we're not gonna go out there and compete tomorrow. On any given Sunday, you can lose a basketball game. Or any Monday, Tuesday, whatever. You can lose the game. It just don't matter. It all depends on how the thing going. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to the energy these guys provided, man. And I think that they slowed down that team better than a lot of our regular starting unit. I just think tomorrow, only I would like to see it, I'll be honest with you, is let Fournier sit down with that ankle tomorrow. Let Fournier sit down tomorrow with that ankle.
Facts.
And give it to Grimes or give it to Burks. Get Alex Burks in there, or you put Grimes in there. Let Fournier, Derrick Rose, and while Julius Randle's out on a protocol thing, let them cast rest, man. Whatever. Let these young guys get their burn. Let them get some experience. Let them get into these games so later on, when everybody get back, when they have to go back to maybe being situational, maybe if their number is called, they good to go, because they not had this time to burn. So I do think they need to sit Fournier. I would love to see that. I would love to see Tom Tiddle. I doubt if he do it, but I would love to see it, just due to the fact, let the man rest. Let him get the ankle healed real good. Because why? Either if you don't do that, you might take a chance on CT and hurt him more, and you're also going to mess up his trade value. You know what I mean? Now you're going to that man go out there and tweak that angle down and took the contract $19 million and he ain't worth it all year long. Now he's going to be out for the rest of the season with an ankle injury. We just gave away $19 million. Sit the man down for a minute. Let the mother cat get some burn.
Yeah, exactly. We have a bad habit of playing guys that are questionable and just making it. They're having a nagging injury. We have a big 15 for a reason. No reason for Knox to be playing more than he has this season, right? I know he's situational, but he has a skill set that not many others have, right? He's a zone buster. He has a beautiful stroke from 3, catch and shoot. Probably the best catch and shoot player on this team, right? If you had to ask me if I had to pick one player to catch and shoot to save my life, I'd probably pick Kevin Knox because he's Kevin Knox or Grimes. Obviously, Grimes most recently, but yeah, Kevin Knox can shoot it. He needs to play more. To your point, Fournier, don't risk it. It was foolish. He wasn't right last night, and it could just make it worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, KJ. That's why, like I said, much as I like Tid, but I do agree with y'all when it comes to his stubbornness. I guess he rolled over, got him there. You know what I mean? But we got some decisions to make, man. Hopefully we can maintain and stay afloat and don't get too down on ourselves and find a way to get back in this thing, man. But I do think tomorrow afternoon, guys, 3:30 in Toronto. So y'all don't miss that game tomorrow. So it's like a mid-afternoon game. But yeah, man, hopefully we can get in there and win it. But I do think that I would love to see him sit my man tomorrow and just let Grimes and rock tomorrow for real.
Yeah, and it's like, I know we talked about earlier about Dotson and Knox, and if you just look at they've been in here for 4 years. And Dotson, I know he came and went, but it just seems like their games didn't adjust. And if you look at a Grimes and McBride and first year guys, and it's like, man, you guys have been in the league for 3-4 years, and it's like we got you guys in now. We really need you guys at opportunity, and you guys are not doing what we want you to do. It's like the decision making. Like of Perry is like, why did we have these guys here for so long and they're not progressing the way they supposed to be? And when you got 2 new guys, so it's just some of those decisions I look at and like, man, if I know I got a guy that's not really helping me out, I don't need him here to bring people in. So it's like what I'm trying to say is tomorrow for Knox, I just hope when he gets in the game, he shows a lot of different things because he could be invaluable to this team because of how long he is. And to see, to your point, the man can shoot. We don't only want to see shots. Knox, take it to the hole, get fouled because you have the pedigree, you have the body length to do that. And I feel like if he does that, then we could use him on that offensive defense. But until then, I just don't. I don't know because he hasn't shown that in him yet. In all the years he's been in this league.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And at the same time, opportunity wasn't there for him. I think they messed Knox's career up when Knox had this rookie. Knox balled out this rookie year. That second year, they brought in Bobby Portis, what's my man, Moot Morris, all these forwards, man. Y'all deviated from the plan, and that wasn't fair to Knox. Knox should have played in the second year. He probably would have went up to 15 a game because he was that good with that jump. He had a good rookie year. Knox had a decent rookie year in New York City.
Word.
And they went away from it when they went and bought all them dudes because Steve Mills want to go to the playoffs. Why do you think Steve Mills got fired? And Scott Perry did, because Scott Perry said, no, I want to bring some young athletic guys in here like Mitchell Robinson, Knox, these guys, develop these guys to get them to by the time they in their 3rd or 4th year, they ready to pop. Nah, Steve Mills want to go in there, try to get to the playoffs, spend all that cap money we had on these cats that none of them here. None of them here. You know what I mean? That's why they fired his butt. You know what I mean? Because he went away from the plan. So even Knox, I think Knox to me, everybody can't. Reggie Bullock can't even do Knox and Reggie Bullock the same to me, except for Reggie Bullock got different. They might not be them type of player. They might just be 3-and-D players. Knox might just be just look at Knox as a 3, try to be a 3-and-D player. Because everybody can't do a lot of these athletic things he got. I seen him do it, but maybe that's just not the way he played in high school. Maybe that's not the way he played in Kentucky. I think he might have came up as a good shooter. That was his number one skill set, he just was a good shooter. and he might have developed. I think he would have been better if they wouldn't have did what they did to Knox. Knox got screwed. Frank them got screwed. All these different coaches. Every year, new coach, Fizdale, this dude. No culture, none. And so, I do think that these guys, they're gonna turn around. I think even if not on the Knicks, I think Knox got a skill set that'll keep him in the NBA. This is a 3-point shooting league, and I don't care if that's all he's doing the rest of his career, as long as he's doing it good. That's all these teams want. Like I say, everybody like Mitchell Robinson need another jump shot. Mitchell Robinson need to do this. No, you work with what you're good at. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had one deadly weapon was a sky hook. Couldn't do nothing else. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar couldn't shoot a jump shot to save your life, but you couldn't stop that jump hook he had though. So to me, sometimes you just got to master the craft that you have and be good at that. If you don't think you're gonna go to that level, but I do think Knox. I think he got a game in him, and I hope tomorrow he get in there with more playing time. Because like I said, CT, sometimes we ask these guys to do things with 2 minutes in a game, 5 minutes in a game. I mean, Knox ain't even played the whole season last year, basically. You know what I mean? And you can't develop a guy if they're not playing. You know what I mean? I think the organization did Knox dirty. I just think that would happen to him. Not because he's not talented, not because he can't grow, because they didn't give him the opportunity. They destroyed Knox after that rookie year. And that's on the Knicks organization for doing that. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can't ask these cats to turn the switch on. Like, I'm going to tell you why. Right now, and I'm going to pass the mic real quick. We always talking about Bride and Grimes and them. What we going to say when they start hitting the wall? What are the Knicks fans going to say when you see McBride? Look at McBride the last couple of games. 7 3-pointer, 5 3-pointer. He missed 60 or 7 the other 9 the other night. He missed 7 the other night. See, these is rookies, man. You know what I mean? They're going to go through that. You know what I mean? And so it showed his head the other night. And look at, just like we can talk about Knox, what we haven't seen Grimes do yet. Put the ball on the floor like Knox and go to the hole. You haven't seen him do that yet. So it's that we got to develop these guys, and they got to sit there and say, you know what, stay in the gym like y'all did, man. Get in that gym, work out, do your thing, and come and pop. And I think now they got that opportunity now. I think you're going to see more Knox now because nobody, these guys are injured. Now, instead of 5 minutes, he might get 20 minutes. You can do a lot in 20 minutes, CT. And I think that's what we got to be realistic about these young guys that, they young, man. These are babies, bro. 21 to 20 years old. These cats barely can buy a canopy. So, and I think you just got to be patient with them, man. I just think that Knox got screwed. But I just want to put that out there because I think Knox got screwed in New York. And I hope he goes somewhere and rebound his career, man. They played him in New York.
Yeah, no, I love this conversation about Knox because if you think about it, that's where we're sort of put us in this situation, for a couple of years now. We pick Knox number 9. Mm-hmm. Ideally, he turns into the player we need to be, fellas, in the chat. Then this organization could be in a whole different, situation right now. Look at the players that we, also missed out on. Mikal Bridges, Miles Bridges, all got paid the bag, or Miles about to be paid the bag. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who torched us last night. So the Kevin Knox conversations, are pivotal right now. He's in his 4th year. He's stronger. He looks to me a better defender now. He had a couple nice plays last night where he prevented the penetration. I hope he gets some minutes, like you said, Divine. 20 minutes, that'd be nice. And his jump shot's never going away. It's never gonna, go away. That's his strength. He can stroke it beautifully. He's got a high arc. You put him in that corner 3, he's money from the corner as well. And I think a lot of teams will be, as they are, interested. They think they can turn him into something, right? And I will be upset if we lose Knox for nothing. If he pops now and we showcase him, then at least we can get something for him. Fact. But I wouldn't be mad bringing him back for another minimum deal next season.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Shot Power, you can give Knox. Like I said, the other game before he went out with a protocol thing, Knox was popping because he had more time. I mean, I think the more time you get, the better you are. The more time you get, the more shots you get, the more dribbles you make, the more chances to the rim you get, the more, it's more time. You can't do too much in 2 minutes, Shot Power, compared to 20 minutes. You know what I mean? And I just think that's where it boils down with Knox and them, and all these young guys. You look at Grimes was getting 2 minutes CT and the Shot Power. When we finally get that man 18, 20 minutes, he's knocking down joints all over the place. And I just think that's the situation they're in because how deep the team is. Like we said, we got a deep team, and it's tough. But now that we can reevaluate the shot powers, I think we can remain keeping these guys in there and move them other guys. Like we all talking about Fournier, get rid of them, let Grimes take the spot. I'm good with that. You know what I mean? Move Kemba Walker and let McBride get the spot. I'm good with that too. You know what I mean? But you got to give them an opportunity not to get them.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact, man. And I concur with you on that. The Knicks really destroyed Knox's his way of playing and stuff like that. Especially when they brought all those guys in, all those forwards in that year, second year into the league, and he really hasn't had a chance to really blossom. If you give Knox a couple of minutes out on the floor, to learn the schemes, to learn how to move, he's still a rookie to me. He really hasn't played as that much. The most I've seen him play was his rookie season. And he comes back out. If he could come back out, get 20, 25 minutes, he could be a change. I mean, anything could happen and stuff like that. He has a pretty good shot. He's a tall, lanky guy. He could get down there and he could rebound, and he definitely could drive to the hole, something that we're really missing because with the guys last night, we really didn't see too many people other than RJ taking that ball to the hole. So, I mean, giving him some tomorrow will be a big game for him, man. And like I said, like we all say, I hope that we don't let him go for nothing and give him some time to get out there, raise his stock up a little bit this way and make it easier for us to get him in a trade and get a better player for him, if so, So that's the way again. And Knox looks, he doesn't have that boyish face anymore. He looked serious last night when he got on the court. He looked like he was ready to play some ball last night. So let's give him we don't have we don't have the bench to give anybody else any burn. Let's give him some burn. Let's see what he can do. And on top of all of that, he's still only 22 years old, 21, 22. I don't think he's even 23 yet. He's 22 years old. Come on, he'll fit in good with these 21, 22, 23-year-old guys, man. Good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talk, man. You know what? I'm like tomorrow. I'm like McBride, RJ, Kevin Knox, Obi, and Todd Gibson. Straight up. You know what I mean? Let Fournier rest. Right now, I bet you Kevin Knox can give you what Fournier giving you and more. Literally. I'm dead serious. The way he playing right now, Knox can give you what my man giving you. And he got height, and he can rebound. And you know what? I mean, it's like, what you got to lose, like CT said, if you're going to showcase him, this is a good time to showcase him now, man. Can you imagine that young boy with Randall leaving? What we missing now? We missing a 3-point shooter, right? What Knox can do? He can shoot a 3. That's to me obvious. And then Fournier ain't hitting. Fournier scored 3 points the other night, bro. 3 points.
And that's another thing with Tibbs here. That shows the rigidity of his schemes. He won't play Knox because he's not a strong defender. Right? Any other younger developing coach like Kenny Atkinson, Mike Miller, there was a lot of fans wanting these guys because they would have prioritized the youths. But Tibbs is also killing Knox's career in a way. You could argue whether he's deserving of minutes because of the defense and that, but the reason Kevin Knox cannot get on the floor is because of Tom Thibodeau, nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
that's a fact, man. That's true statement right there. Great take, CT, with that.
Yep.
But guys, I'm gonna give us a feel good story. Let us think a little bit, guys. I'm gonna take you back to 2017 and 2018 draft pick, right, guys? How different would our team be if we never drafted Frank Ntilikina and Kevin Knox? How different in 2017, instead of Frank Ntilikina, we would have had Donovan Mitchell. In 2018, we could have had Michael Porter Jr. How different would our New York Knicks be right now with those two players right now in this team right now? With the Michael Porter Jr. and the Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell, I can concur more with Michael Porter Jr. because of the injuries. I don't think, but you know what? At that time, I think the Knicks organization would have screwed it up. See, that's what I'm trying to say. They screwed these players.
Facts.
You could have brought Donovan Mitchell in, they probably would have screwed him over because they didn't have that. They didn't have the right infrastructure there. Where you could have talent, man, but if you don't know how to coach talent or you don't know how to develop talent. Remember, Knicks only had like 6 or 7, 3 or 4 scouts. Now they got like 10, 11. You know what I mean? they, so I think they would have screwed. I think Donovan Mitchell he would have popped, but I think because of our infrastructure, it wouldn't have worked because you have Fizdale, this dude, Hornacek.
Honest, yeah.
Come on, man. So that I agree with you. We would have been better player talent wise. I don't think we'd have been a better team because they would have screwed it up. They just would have screwed it up, man. And that's what I try to say. Sometimes it's not the players, it's the development of these players. They did not develop Kevin Knox. They did not develop that boy. They didn't have no scouts there. Can you imagine if he would have came in with a Kenny Payne? Imagine Kevin Knox would have came in with a Johnny Bryan and a Kenny Payne. Different ball game, bro. So, but I agree with you, man. We would have had Donovan Mitchell, which I don't know. Everybody slept on him. Now look at him. But you know what? He's out there in Utah, but look who he had coaching under. He had a culture there. You know what I mean? He had a culture, bro. He was the same coach he was with when he got drafted. Not Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox went through 4 or 5 coaches. So, it sucks. Child Power. But I agree with you, KJ. If they would have, if we could have drafted, it could have been a different thing. I'm just thinking that Steve Mills would have did something stupid. The minute them cats got in a slump, they would have bent Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? They would have did something stupid, man. So that's why I'm glad we have the guy that we have in that front office now. And as much as we might hate Tibbs, the man is holding people accountable. I mean, like I said, he would have let them Tibbs let the cats play, man. Tibbs let R.J. Barrett play in his rookie year, our sophomore year, going to last year rather. He played the whole year with the best second player on our team last year. So I mean, I don't think a lot of it had to do with Tibbs not developing because he gave cats opportunity. But if you don't got it, you don't got it. I think Frank Ntilikina and Kevin Knox was a product of the past regime, and they only had one skill set, like you said. Kevin Knox defense wasn't good. He only had offense. Frank Ntilikina defense was good, but he didn't have no offense. So they wasn't two-way players. RJ's a two-way player. That's why he's still here. Grimes is a two-way player. That's why he's going to be here. McBride is a two-way player. The mother cats wasn't two-way players. And that's what Knox went wrong at. He wasn't a two-way player, bro.
And they got caught up in trying to pick a player that they thought had huge upside too. Was if you just went to Donovan Mitchell, who was just a solid player in college, you would have said, okay, where we're picking, right, just getting that solid player is safe. Mm-hmm. Phil Jackson thought Ntilikina could be like Tony Parker. They thought Kevin Knox could be the next Kevin Durant. Right, so they were thinking things that weren't there, where the eyes weren't there, what you could see. Right, Donovan Mitchell, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was solid in college. And it was quite clear that they were good contributors right now. And they were probably just scared about upside. But we've changed our strategy in drafting now. If you look at it, we're picking dudes who are more ready-made that come into the league with a solid skill set. Yeah,
absolutely. Shaw Powers, he hit that right on the head, man. And that's what we got to do. Like I said, it took another front office to get together. You know what I mean? It happens. Sometimes, you just got guys who running the shit, just don't know how to run the shit. You know what I mean? That happens in any company. You got companies who got guys in management positions don't need to be in management positions, and that's why the company is not flourishing. I mean, and I just think that we had coaches and front office guys like they wasn't ready for this. Phil Jackson did some good things, but he wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready for New York. Not to turn his franchise around. Through a 360 shot power. And I just think that we had to live and die with that. And that's why I think the day is a new day. I like what we had. For me as a Knicks fan, I love what we had as an organization compared to where we were. Think about what we were at, guys. And for the last 10 years, 8 years, until last year, we've been losing for the last 10 years. And finally, we came in last year, regardless if it was on a humble or not, we had something to be proud about. Our Knicks went 41-31, bro. 4th in the Eastern Conference. Whether you want to call it season a fluke, I don't care. When the last time you see the Knicks team do that, that's what gives me optimism right there. Shop House, that we can look forward and know that we got the infrastructure in place, man. We got a good thing going on here. We just got to hope this thing returning, where we turn back to where it need to be in the next 5 to 10 games, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, we definitely are on an uptick, especially from the front office. With Rose behind us now and with Tibbs leading the helm, we're totally different than we've been in the last 5 to 7 years. That is so much true. And all the Knicks fans like me and all of us together, we're all just waiting to see what Leon is going to pull out of his bag before this trade deadline to see if he can really do something nice for the crew to at least get us somewhere situated in this 8 to 6 spot somewhere where either we are in the playoffs or if we're in the play-in. So I'm more confident over this year that something will take place and we can get something to help the team out and mature our rookies and our second year guys and our third year guys, man. And soon to come, man. I think we're gonna, like I said, I see a window after this year. If we don't make any real trades at the trade deadline, I'm almost sure at the end of this season that a lot of the guys that we signed to those two-way contracts will probably not be here. And I think we will get some people in here that can really help us for the next couple of years to come. So it's I've been on this road for I don't even want to say how long, but I'm with the New York Knicks forever. So whatever they do, I just hope that this year with this front office, I feel a little bit more comfortable and confident that we can put our best foot forward and strive to go to that playoffs and go to that the playoffs. I think we strive to go to that playoffs.
Yeah, hey, real quick, man, that's a good thing for the Knicks. The Wizards lost by 1 point to the Bulls tonight. See, now they dropped the game. You know what I mean? This thing ain't over, bro. I'm serious, man. It down now. They 18. Now they 18-18, and we 17-19. So and after that, the Raptors, we got a 2-game lead on them in the win and the loss column. So I mean, these teams gonna keep doing this, man. This thing is nowhere about over. You just gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, now you got the Cavaliers and the Pacers tomorrow. And the Cavaliers is real. They done lost 2 or 3 in a row. Now they lose the game tomorrow. They go down to 17 wins, 17 losses. We got 19 losses. And the Magic and the Celtics tomorrow. Suns and the Hornets. And Suns got trounced the other day by the Boston Celtics. They're looking to get a rebound game. So they're gonna try to go into Charlotte and win the game tomorrow. And then, like I said, you got the Hornets and the Wizards on Monday. By Monday, them teams can be like where we at. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure that we don't lose hope and just say, you know what? Let's try to stay 500 for now. Let's try to compete, stay 500 with these young guys we got. See if we can win some games. You know what I mean? And stay competitive. And then by then, next week, at the end of next week, you have Noel probably back next week. You probably have who else? A couple of guys that's been out for a while. They'd be back. And then by the end of next week, we have Julius Randle back. You know what I mean? And we just try to make them and see how we can get this thing back together. But it's going to be tough, man. But I'm going to stay focused, stay optimistic about the CT and just take it one game at a time, man, because it's a long season still. And if it don't work out, we know what to do. We know what to do. But I would like to see us start tomorrow, KJ and CT, that we hope Obi and my man will feel a little bit more comfortable. I want to see how McBride going to handle Van Vliet tomorrow. That's what I want to see. I want to see McBride put some D down on Van Vliet tomorrow. And let's see how who because Siaka and them stay up with Obi Toppin. I think Todd's gonna do what Todd's gonna do at the center spot. But let RJ back in Canada, he always have a good game against some dudes. RJ come to Canada and play. So I think if RJ could show up tomorrow for us, and if it ain't Fournier, which we need this dude, man, you gotta stop being MIA. We need somebody to talk with RJ tomorrow. You never know. Maybe Grimes might get off the shot. He might knock down some threes tomorrow. And then hopefully that thing with OKC CT was just one of them nights. And that wasn't a real Knicks team you've seen. That maybe they come out tomorrow, knocking down some shots. And Obi and McBride probably have a better game than they had the first game. And you never know how it might happen tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly right. Hopefully they feel more comfortable. And I think, this might sound funny, but I think they're a little bit too unselfish. Mm-hmm. When you're missing a lead guy like Randall, you need to identify 2, 3, 4 guys and say, okay, we're going to give you the ball tonight. You're going to be the one to score for us. And it should have been RJ Barrett, Alec Burks, Quickly, and Toppin. Those 4 guys should have had all the shots. but it just seemed like there was no plan. They were just passing it around. Anyone could shoot. Anyone could do whatever they like. That's not how you structure a team. How you structure an offense that's missing its few lead guys. So hopefully they get that down. They run a few plays for guys. Because again, Obi Toppin should not have had 4 free field goal attempts. Right. He should have had the license to put up 12 shots. Quickly should have put up 15 shots. AB should have put up 20 shots. And RJ should have put up 15, 20 shots. And
Facts.
no one else, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a KJ. To me, that game, I just think that you don't want to put it on one person because everybody was shooting bad. But I do think that Evan Fournier got to play some basketball for New York. That game in OKC was different. That boy would have scored 15, 20 points. That would have been a different ball game. And you know what? And I think that's the problem with the Knicks all year. He's part of the game plan. It's RJ, Randall, and Fournier and Kemba Walker. That was the main 4 dudes that you rely on every night, in and out, and every night. And they ain't come to the party. Fournier ain't come to the party. And I think that's the reason why the Knicks are in the situation they're in. Now he's the only reason. I think he's one of the major reasons, though. He's not the only reason we 17 and 19, but I damn sure think that man got 75% to do with it. He's been disappointing. He's been disappointing, bro. Let's real talk. We don't need to sugarcoat Evan Fournier. He has been disappointing, man.
After that first game, I would not have expected this from him. I believe he's hurt right now, and I believe he is out for tomorrow's game. I did see something earlier that said he was going to be out tomorrow, and if he's out, it's good for him because the man is playing hurt. I think he got in that game the other day because they didn't have any veteran presence. They didn't have much, so he wanted to show him like I wanted to get out there. But listen, don't hurt us. Don't hurt us even more. We already hurt a lot. You can only hurt us. You can only help us out when you're sitting on the bench and getting better. So get better. Let the young guys come in, and they got to take their bumps right now. This is their time. This is Kevin Knox' time to shine. Either you're going to be here with us or you're going to go with somebody else. Right. So I need him to step his game up. As far as Deuce McBride and Grimes, like I said, we as fans, we give the rookies a pass, right? It's rightfully say that. We give them a pass regardless of how they play, but we just like what we see in them. So we know it's going to be some mess ups. We know what's going to happen. But let me tell you something about McBride. McBride is going to be a pest. Shea was giving him the business, but also Shea was like, man, he was tight, like, man, this guy's up on me. But that's what we need. So through time, these guys will hit their stride, and all we gotta do is make shots. Mm-hmm. If those 8 for 41 shots, we shot the ball 41 times. If we'd have made at least 15 of those, we win that game. So to me, is just we took too many shots. Well, we missed too many shots. Mm-hmm. That's the only. We're a 3-and-out team. If we're not hitting our threes, guys, we're off. Yeah. That's just the key to the game. If we're hitting, we got a chance to win every single night. But 8 for 41 is not going to get it, and 80 points is not going to get it.
Not at all, Shot Powell. That's real talk, man. You know what? That's what's so disappointed about it. And like I said, we gave him an F, man. When Julius Randle go down, we thought that boy was going to pop yesterday. I cannot get. I'm gonna tell you, man. I done seen a lot of Nick back. I'm disappointed with Evan Fournier as a Nick fan, because I done seen a lot of guys come in New York. Granted, they had he's about to be on that Bargnani level. Think about this. I'm not trying to be funny. Nothing. Think about it. He had that same expectation as Andre Bargnani when he came to New York. That second, third dude, and he flaming out on us. So that to me, that changes the whole diagram of what the Knicks tried to do this year. They thought Evan Fournier would come in here and help Julius Randle or RJ Barrett. That was the reason why we brought that boy up in here, to help Julius Randle or RJ Barrett have another third score in our offense. And my man just in 30 games almost, he ain't had but 5 good games, maybe. So you gotta call it what it is, man. He has been disappointing, bro. And I think that it's time for them to do something about that, man. I don't care, but I keep it 100 all the time. He out of here, bro. Ship that boy up out of here. Ship him up out of here. So,
yeah, that's something to be talked about. Yeah, definitely. I said it the game before, man. I thought he should have sat up because he had that right foot injury, man, and he should have just sat up a little bit, wait till after this new year. He could have probably came back to tomorrow and been better, but now he came back into the game and he re-injured it a little bit. So what's gonna happen now? You're gonna sit out another 3 or 4 games where you could have just shut out last game and been back at least by the Boston game. That's when we really need him to come in because those are the only time he has a real good game is if he's playing against a team that he played against. I mean, played for. So I mean, let's and at the beginning of the year, I was full heartedly with Fournier coming in. I thought Fournier would give us some hope. I think he would give us some help, and he's stinking it up, man. And right now, one of the best things that we could try to do if we can't get rid of him by the trade deadline is to look to see if we can make a big move and a big splash in the offseason to try to at least get him off the contract.
Yeah, CT is movable too. I mean, this move, he got a decent sized contract. I don't want to harp on that, man, but like I said, it's a lot of things that went wrong this year. But I think we want to put it on the scale of 1 to 10. His was the most that cost us the most. Put it like that. Am I saying the right words? He just didn't show up to the party, man.
Yeah, it's not an awful contract because it's 3 years, right? Mm-hmm. It's just he's stinking it up in the first year, so it looks even worse. But he still has a use for some teams. What we may have to do is attach a couple second round picks, for somebody to take that deal, which I'm okay with. We have picks. It's a sunken cost. It's just can a front office executive, swallow their pride? Can they admit they made a mistake and either bench him or move him this early, which I don't think they're going to do, unfortunately, because that may mean that their job's on the line. You admit you made a mistake, your job is on the line with this kind of move. That's what I'm scared about. Everyone's trying to fend for themselves to save their job, and it reeks of what we've been dealing with over and over and over with this front office. Steve Mills tried to trade Randall for Terry Rozier to save his job, So it reeks of desperation. The more pressure they feel, the more desperate move they may try to make. So I hope it works out.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's the thing, man. I thought Fournier, KJ, I really like Fournier. I like his game and everything. I knew he's gonna be he's not a good defender, but he does put an effort to try to play it. But this year, the cat's just getting around him. I think his offense is affected what hustle he has on the defense. That's what I'm trying to say. Because sometimes when you're not popping on the offense, you don't feel like you're even in the game. You know what I mean? And I think we've seen a lot of that this year with him. When he's not having a good game, it affects him on the defense. And I just think that's a problem. Because I think, we already knew he was going to take a sacrifice on the defense. We knew that. When we signed Evan Fournier, we knew that his defense was going to be suspect. So we could live with that, right? But now the defense is suspect and the offense is suspect. Nobody in the Knicks front office thought that was going to happen. Not even one of us on this panel thought that Evan Fournier, $19 million, was going to play the way he's playing right now. I don't think none of us thought about that, man. In this case, no. That's what's so tough about it for me.
And the only people that knew about his game was the people in Orlando and the people in Boston. Think about it. How many times did we really watch Evan Fournier play except when he played us? And it seemed like every time Evan Fournier played us throughout the years from Orlando to Boston, he lit us up every single time. Just like Alfred Payton. When Alfred Payton for Orlando, Alfred Payton seemed like he had a jump shot. They lit us up. This is historic. This has happened all the time. We get players, recycle players that heat us up. Some odd reason they get on the New York Knicks, they're not performing the way we think they should perform. So it's like, we got him here. We seen how it is. The first game, we was talking about, Evan Fournier could be the Batman, the Robin to Julius's Batman. He could be an all-star potential because of the game he had and Divine and Shaw. You guys know we were at that game live and we seen some of the things he was doing out there with Julius. We was like, okay, we have not seen this. We all said, what was one thing Evan Fournier did that Reggie Bullock didn't do? We knew he could create shots, right? Quote unquote. We saw him in the summer with the Olympic team, right? So that was excitement. So, and guess what? It's still the man is hurt right now. it still could come back. It's an early season, 17-19. It's not like we're 5-20, you know.
Facts.
So it's like, you know, are we as fans a little rough on them, a little hard on them? Yeah, we are, and rightfully, I can say I am, because you know what it is, because we want to win. We've been losing for so long, this, that, but we're not looking. We don't want to look at the brighter side to the things. And I'm speaking for myself, because I get like that sometimes too. But when I sit down and analyze it, and I'm talking to you guys, I'm thinking about, like, man, hold up, they 17-19 with 10th in the East, but all these pieces are not working. But you know what it is? We deserve greatness. We deserve better. The problem is that we're just, you know, it's just not clicking right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what? And you know me, I'm one of the most optimistic Knicks fans in the business, brother. You know, y'all know me. I'm thinking we're gonna go 82-0. You know what I mean? You know me. But sometimes reality sets in, man. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, we still up in this piece. I'm not by no means saying that they ain't
still here.
Me saying I'd probably say that 50 times over and over. The Knicks are still up in this joint. They still gonna get a chance to get it popping. But right now, if Evan Fournier don't pop, the Knicks don't go nowhere. Not long as he in that starting lineup, the Knicks it would be a detriment if he don't get it popping. It's a wrap, because we depended on that 18, 19 points a game or 17 points a game. I mean, that was part of our structure as a team in 2021-22. Evan Fournier was a big part of it. It's different that it's different if it was like a Quickly or it was an Obi. Okay, you can live with that. This is Evan Fournier, $19 million, bro. If Obi didn't pop, rookie, second year, he ain't what we thought he was gonna be. You can live with that. I can live with that. I can live with Quickly. I can live with Grimes not popping. I can live with McBride, all of them not popping. But Evan Fournier, I can't live with that, bro. That's $19 million and it ain't popping. So that's why I bring that away before you. But I do think he got a chance to turn it around. Like I said, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. But as of right now, I'm disappointed in that dude, man. That's all it is. I'm just disappointed as a Knicks fan that he could, like CT said, that could have been Reggie Bullock. $10 million. So, you know, I don't got too much, even Noel. I'm not even mad at Noel because Noel been injured. But, you know, everybody get injured. You know, shit, we could have bought Kelly Oubre here. He could have got injured.
I was trying to
get injured, man. I don't even dwell with the injury stuff. That's part of the association. Everybody get injured. You know, Zach LaVine got injured. Everybody get injured. LeBron get injured. You have to live with that stuff. The thing is, though, when you playing, you got to produce. And that's why I'm mad at Evan Fournier. He just not producing. That's all I got. That's my only gripe with Evan Fournier. If he's not producing when we need him. Because the Knicks should not be 17-19. They should be 19-17. Or you know, if that man was popping. So I'm just giving him his F like I gave him last night for the whole season. Right now, for the whole season, as of right now anyway, he got an F from me. Now, maybe 2 months from now, he might got an A. He might turn this shit around and start popping. But right now, Evan Fournier is the reason why the Knicks is where they at. A lot of it. If you bench Kimmel Walker, you should have benched him. Kimmel was playing better than him. But you know what I mean? So I just think that's how it is, man. You know, and we, you know, it is good that we can come on these shows and vent, because I really believe that this thing ain't over, Shot Powers. It ain't over. It ain't over.
It ain't nowhere near over, man. We're 7 games out of first place. we're 4 games out of fifth. Come on, man. This 4 or 5 games out of fifth. This thing is nowhere near over, man. Only thing we just got to do is get constantly. We got to get a team together to get us back, you know, into the winning ways, man. And it's still early, man. It's still early. We still have time. And now, like, you know, listen to you guys today and stuff like that. I kind of see why Vegas put the odds out for the 41 or 42 wins for the Knicks this year, because all of the East got stronger. The whole East is a strong. Every team from 1 to 12 has a strong team, man. And I understand now a little better why Vegas now said something about the Knicks winning 41 games now. And back to Fournier. I like Fournier, but you know, he's not fitting in with the team, man. He may need to be traded to a West Coast team where there's where he can really come around those screens and shoot those shots again. If we make a trade, I don't want to really trade him nowhere to the east, but if he got to go to the east, got to go to the east. I would rather him go somewhere west and try to pick up some type of point guard or somebody for him or something like that, because he has big money on his contract.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm cool. You're right, man. DeVar had another game winner today. That month, he been killing the last couple of games. But CT, man, tomorrow's a different day, man. It would be. I would love to see us rebound and win that game tomorrow. I feel good about him. I can do it. I don't feel good about how decimated we are. But if these young boys come out there in Toronto and win that game tomorrow, all this talk just goes out the window. Just if we go in Toronto tomorrow, which we haven't won in a while, that team just got our number, but we find a way to bring some energy and compete and pull off an upset tomorrow. I guess how we would say it for Toronto, this is a trap game. You know what I mean? It's a trap game for them dudes tomorrow. Normally we go like the game against OKC was a trap game for us, and we got trapped. Hopefully tomorrow that this could be a trap game for the Toronto Raptors, and they get trapped tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, and a day off rest. Not a lot has been said about that OKC game being the third of a road trip.
Mm-hmm.
It was a brutal road, or still on the road, but the third game of this current trip. Minnesota was minus 13 degrees or something. Then they went on to Detroit, got in at 5 a.m. Then they had to play, OKC, traveled over there. Teams do get tired as the road trip continues, right? And I just hope the Toronto one, like you said, they just want to close this road trip on a great note, and then get back to the Garden against Indy and Boston. It's critical. You're right. If we can steal one, it would really open things up.
You need to pain a little bit, KJ, because like CT brought a great point. Them 3 games were tough, and you decimated. You know what I mean? That's what makes it even more tough. You on a road trip and you decimated. You know what I mean? So and then the things that sometimes we don't make excuses for nothing, but at the same time, that is the truth is the truth. You know what I mean? Sometimes you ain't got enough forces to go to the fight with, or whatever, soldiers or whatever. You get tired after a while. We was in that game the other night, man. We was in there. It wasn't like we were getting blown out or anything. We gave a 95 points, but we couldn't score enough because we wasn't dropping. So let's hopefully that just was a glitch of the matrix last night, and we come out here tomorrow and get it popping.
Right, that happens. And CT, you make a great point. Absolutely. It's the them guys traveling, man, and getting in and out 3, 5 a.m. in the morning. Got to shoot around. Got to come. I think they didn't even make shoot around in OKC. So those things factor that. But as a fan base, we don't really want to hear that, because it's like we're paying you. We're looking at promoting your product. We want you to play. Now I got a question for you guys. If Evan Fournier was making $10 to $12 million, will we be having this trade talk with him right now? And I say that because I want to say the piece. I want to say that I think the Evan Fournier thing is the money he makes, and rightfully so. Knowing that we could have had other people, we had 2 contracts in here to help the team out right now. And every time I hear DeMar DeRozan's name, I get sick to my stomach because I know we could have had that guy. So what do you guys think about it? If Evan making $10 to $12 million?
I don't care about the money. If you stink, you stink. I ain't care about the money. He was making $1 million. If he was making $5 million, he was thinking business. If he was sitting up a joint for $5 million, the way he playing, trade.
I wouldn't say he stinks all the way.
He's not stunky.
But hey, listen, we could agree, disagree. I'm not saying the man stinks like that, but what I'm saying is stink. We got years and years of contracts of people to stink. He's serviceable, but not for the money we giving him, $19 million. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
I wouldn't say the guy stinks though.
I'll put like
in my opinion. I mean, you guys do your opinion too.
I'm not trying to snap at the man's character. I'm talking about his game stinks. I'm not talking about him as a person. His game stinks right now.
Right.
It's just stinking up the joint. Let's call it what it is. Evan Fournier is stinking up the joint in New York. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care if Evan Fournier was making $10 million. You supposed to score 8 points a game. You scoring 1. That means you stinking up the joint. You're not doing your job. know what I mean? Evan Fournier is not doing his job. I don't care what his contract is. Hey, we get on Knox. Knox makes $6 million, and we bum rush Knox like he ain't nothing. So we can't say Evan Fournier ain't sticking up the joint, but yet we want to get on Knox. Nah, Evan Fournier get what he get because you know why? He's a professional, experienced ball player with almost 10 years experience. Knox got 4 years. This man been in the league for 10 years. It'd be different. He's been here for a year or two. You know what I mean? He's been in the league 10 years. Knox been in the league 4 years. RJ been in the league 3 years. And if we can get on them cats about their game, talking about trading them, we damn sure can get on Fournier for $20 million. That man's sticking up the joint in New York. And that's the reason why we almost 17 and 19, because the night Julius Randle ain't popping, he should be popping. The night RJ having a suspect game, Evan Fournier should carry his weight and be popping. Because a lot of games we lost is because Evan Fournier didn't score a certain amount of points. What they said, when Evan Fournier scored 18 points, we undefeated. When Evan Fournier scored under this here, we 4-20-something. So that's telling you that he's the reason, a lot of the reason. He's not the only reason, but he is the majority of the reason why the Knicks are losing, because they depended on them points. You could have kept Reggie Bullock's 10 points a game. He's not even giving you Reggie Bullock numbers. Think about that. And that's real talk. He's not even giving you Reggie Bullock numbers barely. So if we had Reggie Bullock in Fournier's spot right now, the Knicks would not be 17 and 19. I can tell you that much. Our defense will be better on the perimeter. He will be knocking down shots. Evan Fournier is not doing nothing. He's not knocking down shots, and he's not playing no defense. 5 games out of 20-something games, or almost close to 40 games, he did nothing. Come on, man. You gotta call it for what it is when it comes to who. I'm not saying he's a bad player. As of right now, 40 games into this, 30-some games into the season for New York, Evan Fournier has been terrible. He's been terrible for New York. Now, that's not saying he won't turn around and be the greatest Knick at maybe the next 30 games. Evan Fournier might be the best Knick on the team. But right now, nah. Evan Fournier sucks. His basketball game sucks for New York right now. You know, we get on RJ, and they young, man. They 3 years old. We talking about trade RJ. He 3 years in the league. He averaged 17 points, 14 points, some rebounds. Evan Fournier ain't give you nothing with RJ Barrett giving you. And he's supposed to be a better 3-point shooter than RJ. So you got to call. You know what? If they stink, they stink. We want to run Randall up out of here right now.
I'm with you on that one, Divine. I thought Fournier was going to come in here, and I thought he was going to be at least like how you say it, a point per million. You know, around about 19 points. Even if he could have came in here and been a solid 15 points right now, you know, it might have been a little better and had some sporadic games into the 20s and 30s. But he is underperforming at least as much as I ever seen Fournier underperform. So yeah, to say his the way he's playing right now in New York, yes, he's stinking it up over here. And the games that he really comes out and really plays the ball and have a 15, 20, 25 points a night, that's when he sprayed a little bit of Febreze on himself, to freshen himself up. He needs some more Febreze games from me, man. He needs to big it up, man, because I was real high on Fournier, man. I say it again, man. I wanted him last year at the trading deadline when they had a chance, when the Knicks had a chance to look for him. I thought he was a good outside shooter. I think he can he can drive to the hole. He has a dribble game, but he's not doing a lot of the things that I used to see that he used to do. I'm not seeing much of it this year, man. And that constant shot, I remember times, man, Fournier could come out when especially playing us, and he'll score 9 points and score 9-12 points in 2 minutes, and he definitely has not shooting nowhere close to where he was shooting last year.
It's abysmal, man. CT. I mean, like I said, I'm not throwing shade at him as a person. I'm just talking about his game. I no pun intended. I'm just talking about his game. Right now, Evan Fournier's game is terrible. Think about it last night. We needed this man last night to give us 10 points. He gave us 3 points, dog. Come on, man. 3 points. 3 points with your star player out. When all these major players are out for New York, you're supposed to step. RJ did it. RJ came in last night and stepped this game up because that's what they paid him to do. Evan Fournier ain't been stepping up no game for us, man, and that's why you got to call it what it is. I mean, listen, I hope the man pop. I'm a Knick. I want the Knicks to go to the finals, bro. We need Evan Fournier to be that dude, CT. Because if he ain't gonna be that dude for us, then this experiment wasn't for what it's supposed to be. And I think it's just a detriment to the team. I just think it's a failure if Evan Fournier don't pop. Because that, like I said, you want to say Alex Burks $10 million don't pop, you can live with that. And it's not about the money. What I'm saying is, but because you worth that money. We can't say it's not about the money because he's supposed to be worth that money. They gave him $19 million because they think he's worth it, or they wouldn't have gave it to him. So he's not playing like he's worth it. That means he's thinking of the joint. He ain't playing. He ain't living up to his contract. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. He's not, playing as hard as he could as well. $19 million. I think when you pay a 29-year-old role player for 3-4 year deal of that magnitude, you run the risk. You run the risk of them checking out. They've got nothing, no motivation, nothing to play for no more. That's why you pay DeMar DeRozan, who's a former All-Star. You know what I mean? It's less risky. See, you pay a role player like Evan Fournier, there's a risk involved that he'll never continue the form that he's doing, based on effort, ability. You pay a little bit more for a former All-Star, you're getting a superior talent, right? Effort or no effort, you're getting a more superior talent. And I don't think the $19 million was a wise choice, wise choice.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked that question is because, all right, he's averaging 12.9 points per game, right? We can get to the points he's averaging, right? He's hurt. So it's not his fault. It's the coaching staff fault for bringing him out there. We started 5-1, right? Now we're 17-19. Me, if I'm coaching the team and I know a guy's hurt, I see his inundate every day. I see this man coming in the facility, see him playing, and you're not producing out there on the floor. It's not his fault. It's the coaching staff fault to pull him. This means this man should have been pulled a long time ago. So it's not the man's fault. It's the coaching staff fault. It's Tim's fault for keeping the man in the game at the time he's doing it. So, like I said, 17-9 is not good. So it can go either or. I mean, I still think he can turn it around, but to me, it's the coaching staff fault. We're one the last place in pace right now. If I'm almost in last place in pace, why is Evan Fournier even starting in the game through 36 games?
Because you know what, KJ, I think I can understand where you come from with that, but to this degree, Tibbs got to justify the Dolan that I'm going to sit $19 million. He got to justify to Scott Perry and Leon Rose. I'm going to sit your $19 million player down, and I'm going to do that. So I don't know if it's only on Tibbs because he got bosses too. Everybody got bosses. And they might be like, you're not sitting on $19 million down on my bench. That might be what Tibbs getting from them upstairs. You know what I mean? They might be getting it from, like, Tibbs, listen, I don't get what the man stick up and joint. He got to play. We gave him this money. So, and he only been hurt 2 games. No, he got hurt the other day. Evan Fournier been good all year long. He ain't been hurt but 2 games. He been playing the whole year. You know what I mean? And like I said, 12 points a game when you used to 17, 18, he took a drop off there. He not consistent. He don't pass the ball. If you ain't shooting, at least pass the ball. You know what I mean? And I'm not only talking about his shooting numbers. He is not passing the ball to people. His assists is only you a guard, bro. If you're a guard in the league, you should be at least get 2 or 3 or 4 assists a game. Even if you're not a point guard, that's the way they move the ball at 3-point shots. But and like I said, I don't want to harp on Evan Fournier, but I do think that you also got to take in the totality of that. They signed him, but they thought he was going to be that dude. I mean, you can't sit him 10 games into the season and think that I wasted $19 million. We as fans would have went crazy on the Knicks. We would have went crazy on the Knicks. The Knicks are stupid. They set this man for 9. He had 6 3-pointers the first point in the first game of the season. Evan Fournier going to shine in New York. We would have sat Evan Fournier 10 games into the season. We'd all been talking about that stuff, just like we did Kimber. We would have talked about it. You know what I mean? That's real talk because we'd be like, man, why you sitting down? He just scored 6 3-pointers. I think Evan Fournier in the Knick front office, I think Evan Fournier put the team in a dilemma. He put Tibbs in a dilemma, and he put the front office in a dilemma because they expected this man to come here. See, that's what I think about when I say about Tibbs sometimes. We keep saying Tibbs should do this, he might do that. No, Tibbs got bosses, man. got bosses. Walmart got managers in that store, but you know what the managers got? They got bosses. If you don't want your employees to do a certain way, them bosses say, well, we don't want our employees to do a certain thing, so you can't manage them a certain way because they got bosses. And everything rolls downhill. And I think that Evan Fournier and Randall and them, they put Tibbs in a bad spot the way they playing this year. I think Kemba Walker experiment and the Evan Fournier experiment put Tom Thibodeau in a bad situation with the team he got, with the roster he got, and a bunch of rookies. It'd have been different this with the team last year. You know, you got Tom Thibodeau. If you take Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker off that team is mediocre. It's like last year. So what y'all gonna? You can't make Tibbs can't coach these young boys. Like what happened the last game? Okay, we don't got Julius Randle, but we put the young guys in right. And look what happened. We don't have a lot of talent on that team. So you took one of our major talent. He would have been one of our major talent dudes. Am I right, Shaw? Evan Fournier would have been one of our major talents. Not a talent, one of our major ones. So when he not playing good, that affects that team so much because the whole game plan, they know what they're going to do. I'm going to triple team RJ, and I'm going to double team Randall because this cat ain't even popping. So now I'm going to double team your best player, and I'm going to stop RJ from going left or right because we're not worried about Fournier because he ain't hitting nothing. That changes the game plan, man. That changes the game plan, Shaw, because now team defense can scheme on us more. That's what they did in the playoffs last year. They schemed on Julius Randle, who nobody else popping. That's why Fournier is important to us, and that's why I think his contract is a disappointment so far, because what we paid that man to do is not helping Julius Randle. CT should say it all the time. They're not helping Julius Randle. You know what I mean? Because he's not. So, you know, I think it's crazy, man.
I'm on it. I'm on it with salute to Johnny Davis. I'm on it with him, man. After Fournier started talking about that steak comment and that steak that messed his stomach up, I was kind of on the outs with him with that. That was just something he said. I was like, come on, steak, you know. But I mean, he needs to do something with his game, man. And listen, man, we still young in this season, man. This guy can come back and he could change the whole spectrum. All we talking about him now from what we've seen him do already. And what I've seen this year is I'm disappointed in him a little bit, man. And I thought he would be doing a little bit better than what he would be where he's at right now. With that being said, we still got about 40-something games left, 40-something games left in this season, man. And, you know, if he could come back and 39 of those games and, you know, get that 20 points a night, get a 2 or 3 assists a night, get maybe 2 or 3 rebounds a night, we'll be talking a whole nother thing about Fournier in the next couple of games.
That's what we want too, CT. That's what we want. We want to talk good about Fournier, but you got to give credit when credit is due.
Facts.
You got, you know what, like you go to court for that. But if you do something real good,
facts.
That's what we supposed to do. When he is not doing good, not only Evan Fournier, but anybody. When Mitch playing like garbage, Mitch get it too.
Yeah.
When Randall playing like garbage, Randall get it too.
Yep.
Or playing like garbage, he get it. But when they playing good, you give them their flowers. Right now, Evan Fournier just don't get flowers. He's not playing good. Plain and simple. You know what other way you can put it. He just not playing good, man. You know, and
Fournier right now is getting Gatorade with a lot of ice in it. He ain't getting that straight up Gatorade and stuff. He getting Gatorade with a whole bunch of ice in it.
I hope you listening to us, Evan Fournier, but we want you to start popping. That's what we're trying to say.
That's all. That's all it is.
Man. Just earn your contract. That's all. Earn your contract. If numbers don't, CT won't be at his job. You won't be at your job. I won't be at mine or whatever. We don't earn that contract. I'm going to plain and simple. But it's good, man. Yo, salute the chat. We just had to get that out. This freestyle Saturday, New Year. We here. A lot of love up in here. We just bring some fire. That's what we want to be. I don't want to be here everybody all lackadaisical. We want fire up in here. I want Knicks to talk to be fired. I'm going to bring fire up here, but I'm bringing truth to power all the time. Y'all know this is Knicks real talk. Ain't no hyperbole up in here. You know, you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen. You know what I mean? We got to change the game up a little bit here. You know, we got to keep it real. You know, that's what it is, man. Before let's get it popping. RJ tomorrow, let's go get it. Come on, we need the W tomorrow. We need this one tomorrow. I would love to get it. We don't want the end of the world neither. If we lose tomorrow, I'm not going to come here depressed. I'm not expecting us to win with it, how decimated we are and how talented they are. But I do want us to go in there and try to get it popping. I want to steal this one tomorrow, CT. Man, we get that one tomorrow. And Evan Fournier dropped 30 something. I could talking mad about it.
He gets steak and flowers then tomorrow. He dropped 30.
Well, yeah, he dropped another 2 points. I'm gonna give him more. I'm gonna give him more heat. That's all.
Yeah, facts. So you're just locking up a bit, Divine.
Okay.
But yeah, tomorrow, it's a game where I wouldn't be mad if we lose, but I just want to see the effort again. I want to see more cohesion. Some plays being called. None of this just freestyling on offense. Like I said, when you've got inexperienced players, you can't just be letting anybody shoot. I don't care if it's an open look or not. You need to put, say, 3-4 guys. You are the guys that are going to get most of our shots tonight, and we're going to run our offense around you, right? Put some structure in place, right? If Quentin Grimes is bricking 7-8 threes, he shouldn't just keep shooting, right? You should be putting the ball in a few people's hands. You say you are our most talented guys tonight. You put up the shots, and because Toronto's going to be tough. Scotty Barnes is back. Scotty Barnes is back just in the nick of time, to probably come back. So they're healthy. It's going to be real tough, KJ.
Yeah, and the same thing. I don't think Evan Fournier is playing tomorrow, guys. So, again, like I said, it's just going to be next man up mentality. We can get hot at any time. I believe I got 3-pointers. I fouled shots. We got to make them. We go ahead. We hit our three pointers. We win this game. If we not, it's going to be a long, long game. But, on any given time you play in this league, you can win. So I'll still take us to win. Don't know how we're going to get it, but we'll get it.
Yeah, I'm on that with you, man. I'm that dude. I'm never going to root against the Knicks, man. I'm sorry. But I know that on any given night, I shot before the other day, shots might not fall. I mean, it really does. It's man doing man thing, and we ain't perfect. So but I'm hoping that it works out our way tomorrow. I really do, man. I hope we can get this thing turned around and try to get a win, but at least stay competitive. I just want to see the young guys get better tomorrow. Win or lose that game, I just want to see them young guys get better and gain some experience and get better at their craft. Whether we lose or not, we win or not win, that's going to be icing on the cake. If we compete tomorrow and go hard to lose, I accept that, man. Because we need ball players, guys. 8 ball players, and a lot of them guys are our top dogs. Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, them are top dogs, man. You know what I mean? Kemba Walker, they are top dogs. So we down a lot of guys that's key to our team. You know what I mean? Nerlens Noel, he's a part of that. He's a part of that. You know what I mean? And we listen to guys, man, and we still scrap the fight. So I'm not pessimistic. See that we haven't had Noel really all season. He been there, but he wasn't there. So we guys out, man, and we've been decimated, and we still only 2 games under 500. Like Shaw Power said, we were 5 games, 5 and 20 something. Okay, that's a different story. But we right in the thick of this thing, man. I just want to wait till we get everybody back and get our guys together, and then maybe then they have enough time to say, okay, now we really fail. Like I said, I think before you look at pop in the season more, he starts how you finish. I think he could turn it as well. I think RJ did the other night, and we were on RJ like crazy. He did the other night. Spent it around and dropped 24, 26, whatever, 7 and 3. You know what I mean? Almost had we could have won the game. We had somebody else step up with him. So, and that's all I'm asking of Fournier. That's all. Step up like RJ did when we need you. That's it. And I think we get right. But I think we fight about how it's going to be. I don't know. Dudes got their team. We just don't have. We don't have a lot of people. Todd's getting energy tomorrow. Shaw Powers. Then who comes in for Todd? Then if you put Obi at the 5 behind him, now you got Obi starting at the 4. Now he burning at the 5. Then we're gonna say Ted's played Obi too long because he played 40 minutes. We ain't got no choice. We got decimated. 17. You got 15 players on your team. 8 of them ain't playing. So hopefully the Damon Dotsons of the world, the Knoxes of the world, Mooney, all these guys, all of them tomorrow. They don't be slacking tomorrow. You should use every guy on that bench if you have to tomorrow to get in this game. Shot power to try to pull this thing out.
Oh, there's no question that we're gonna have all hands on deck tomorrow, man. Everybody got to get in, man. If Luca in the G League foot is better, we need to bring him up by tomorrow. We need everybody. We need everybody out here to do something. But one of the big things that I hope that we do tomorrow, and I know one thing that they're not that might have we might have a slight upper hand on is I don't think these guys are really getting schemed on tomorrow. Like, if Randall was coming there, they know to do as Randall gets to the post when he drops the ball down to go do the double team on him, or if Mitch get the ball, to run two people at him. And I don't think these guys are going to be heavy schemed upon. So this might be a reason for them to really get out and play some good ball. And everybody hears about these guys' defense, but I don't think Toronto has played against McBride and Deuce tomorrow. So I think that'll be a different look for them too. So we got some things that we got in the bag that we could spring out on them, and hopefully some guys have some real big games tomorrow to really electrify us. And we're back in New York, right?
No, we're in Toronto tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's right. What I'm talking about, I know we was in Toronto. I think because there's no fans in the damn thing. I knew that. Why did I do that? That was slow. Anyway, but so we need to get, and this should be even better because now there's not going to be any fans in the arena. So it's you're not going to get that 6-man or from the crowd. So maybe this might help us out a little bit and get us over the hump tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, KJ said like the 48 might not be playing tomorrow. Then that's just opportunity. Another maybe Grimes or Cooley are coming to get the opportunity.
You're breaking up a little, Devon.
We having tornadoes in North Carolina, man. So y'all pardon me for that.
Yeah, I mean that rain too, man. It's heavy. It's coming down heavy.
Here, they talking about tornado watches where I'm at, so forgive me for going in and out. But hey, man, you know what? Tomorrow, let's go down here in Toronto and go up north, rather, excuse me, and try to get this thing popping, man. We want this team to be successful, man. That's all it is, man. Reason, and let's see if we can go in there in Toronto, get it tomorrow, man. CT, and if we can do that. We got something to talk about in the post game tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely right. We're due for a feel-good win, right, fellas, ladies, chat, aren't we? Just that win where we just didn't expect it, like the Milwaukee one, or let's just, like you said, hey, get out there and hopefully we might wake up with some good news, right? We're talking now that we've seen the injury report tomorrow, but Jericho Sims might be out of the protocol. I'm pretty sure with being 5 days now, all you got to do is produce 2 negative tests. And you can be back. So we might wake up to a surprise. And who else is out with protocol?
Well, he positive, right? He's been out.
Yeah,
he should be back too. So
yeah, right. He should be back too. I think the only one really other than
Randall. Yeah.
Randall. I think everybody else has been. I think they've been in for a minute though.
Yep, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yeah, I think we'll get out there. We'll play hard defense. I think we'll have a nice film session. Get across the borders and bond. Hopefully they get in nice and early. The flight doesn't come in at 5 a.m. Something crazy like that. And just get out there and play hard. Second start in a row. The young fellas have got to feel good about that. Toppin and McBride getting another start. And maybe Grimes, he's been shooting bad the last 3 games. Maybe he just gets out on fire and hits 8 threes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. He probably put the work into the gym. They probably after that. I guarantee that loss in Oklahoma City, they probably we going in the gym and throw some shots. And we gonna stay Oklahoma City. They get Toronto, throw some shots up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking for Old to have a bounce game tomorrow, and maybe McBride have a better game than he had. The past game, because like I said, sometimes when you get thrown into the thrust and get thrown in there, it's hard to maneuver through all that stuff, man. But maybe them after that first game, they come out in the second game knowing that they're going to start again. They kind of more takes the pressure off because they already know that they're going to start, and kind of make the, like I said, McBride, he was the last minute decision. I think that they scratched him walk last minute.
Yeah, Devon, you was going in and out, but obviously for Obi Toppin, just looking to keep your game simple, man. Just use your body, use your strength, man. Back him down. You know how to shoot everything from the outside. Just take your time and get to the hole. Do what RJ was doing the other day, and they will have a different game plan. And these young guys are growing, so they have to learn from their mistake. They're learning as they go, learning on the job. Hey, learning on the job experience is the best experience. These guys are learning on the job, so hey, here it is another opportunity for these young guys to get out there and showcase what they can do, what they've been training all their life to do, what they've been doing in the NBA season. So, hey, we'll find out in the next 24 hours what this team is going to be made of.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, real talk, man. It's been a good 2 hours, man. We probably gonna cut it off here, man. But thank y'all for checking it out tonight. Y'all already know how we do. I got the streets of buzzing, KJW, Ben Shaw Powers. We here, man. We here for you guys, man. That's why we in here tonight. We here for you guys. To keep the fan base posted on what's going on. Salute to all you cats in there, still big fan, a lot of wise, calm man, Joey Martini, everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it. I see the energy. That's when y'all come on next week talk. That's what we bring here. We bring energy. We want to get hyped. We trying to get this thing amped. We ain't gonna be no Debbie Downers up in this piece. We bring the truth to power up in here. Y'all know what we do, man. Come on now, this real talk. Ain't no other place to get it like that. But listen, man, we're gonna get up out of here. Johnny Davis, South Guna, 19 Con Man, Joey, Man Chow, Soul Finger, all you got a lot of wide pieces of God, everybody, man. Y'all to keep it popping. Knicks 3:30 tomorrow. Let's go get it popping, man. And try to get this win. Johnny Davis, everybody, man. Everybody who came up in the place tonight, man. Queens Court, salute to you, sister. I know you was in here with us earlier. We appreciate you, real talk. And let's go get it, man. Tricky, everybody, man. Right now, man, we're just going through a thing with the panel guys. We eventually get to open it back up, but right now we have to keep a closed panel until we get certain things in order in the house, man. But don't feel offended by it. Just that right now we just working with the closed panel thing because it's important that we get this thing in order where we needed to get in order. That we open this thing back up, and y'all guys know, man, y'all part of this thing, man. But we appreciate y'all for being patient, understanding why we had to keep the panel closed for now. It's nothing personal, nothing of that nature. We appreciate y'all, man. Knicks Real Talk, we in the building, man. CT, the streets are buzzing. Y'all make sure y'all hit that thing, man, and hit that like, subscribe, and let's get it popping. And Arjun, Super Argo, Tricky, everybody, D Ross again, everybody who I forgot, me, man, I'm here, man. Latrell Spreewell, American Dream, salute. Let's go, Pudge, nice, my brother, salute. Deanna Steele, DSJ, salute to you. And man, Nick P, salute. Jermaine Royce, salute, man. Knicks Real Talk, the panel, the Dream Team, the Streets of Buzzing, Shaw Powers, KJW Events. We got y'all. We got all season long. It ain't over till it's over. We'll be back, man. Salute to you guys, man. Y'all have a good night. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all hope y'all have a wonderful 22, prosperous, prosperity, healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's what we aiming for, man. Just be healthy, wealthy, and wise, and take care of yourselves out there and watch the Omicron because it's the bomb. That shit dropping all over the place, man. And it shit dropping like a nuclear warhead right now because it's hurting everybody. So y'all be careful. Yeah, we out, man. Peace, everybody. Peace.
Let's get it.
Jamendo.com